Hello Sudoku friends and welcome to an expert Sudoku puzzle by País. George Thibodeau this morning thought I was a little too fast solving the New York Times hard Sudoku. So I'll try to slow down for this one here. It's an expert puzzle and we'll see how it goes. I rate these puzzles from El País about the same level as the New York Times ones, except they tend to be somewhat more fun because they are not as predictable, I think. So let's see how this one goes, shall we? There's a couple of threes blocking across these squares here, and this 3 blocks up, so a 3 must go here. And that is going to give me a 3 in the first column in block 4. There's an 8 going to go here or here because of these 2 8s blocking these 6 squares here. We're also going to have a 1 for these 2 squares, or a 1 candidate, and we are going to have 8 candidates in these 2 squares also in block 4. We have a 7 here and a 7 here. They block these 4 squares, so a 7 must go here. And here is, well, it's a pattern that we know from the New York Times, but let's go over it again here. And this pattern, or rather the ability to spot this pattern, is crucial for almost every Sudoku that I have ever solved. Look at the 1, 3, 8, 9 here. They clearly can't go here or here. They must go in these 4 squares. Let's not deal with where they go in these squares, not yet. Oh yeah, no. Let's deal with how they go, because a 1, 3, 8 and a 9. Now look at this square here. A 1, 3 and an 8 block here. So this is a really, really easy 9, isn't it? And an 8 goes here or here. We talked about that already. And 1 and a 3 must go here, here, or here. And I'm already seeing something. Let's get back to that soon. But these being a 1, 3 and an 8 leaves these 2 squares, and they must be a 2 and a 5. The 2 blocks down, so here's a 5 and here's a 2. The 4 now must go here or here, and the other number that goes here is a 6. The 6 blocks down, therefore the 4 must go here and the 6 here. Sorry, I promised to slow down. I will do that now. So what I spotted over here in block 9 was that the 1 and the 3 here block down, and the 1 and the 3 here block over. So it's clear that these 2 squares must be a 1 and a 3 pair. Therefore, these can't be 1 and 3. They must be a 2, 6 and a 7. Right? This 6 blocks here and this 6 blocks here and here, so this must be the 6. And these 2 squares must be a 2 and a 7. So since one of these is a 2, it follows that none of these 3 squares can be a 2. We also have a 2 here and here blocking these 3 squares, and this 2 blocks across. So the only square in block 8 that can be a 2 is here. Let's get back to the 2 and 7 here. We also have 7s now blocking across here. We have a 7 blocking down and a 7 blocking across. So this quite obviously must be a 7 as well. Now we have a 1, 3 here, and we have a 1 and a 3 candidate here. These 3 squares can't be 2 and 7, because 2 and 7 must go over here, right? Therefore, there must be a 9, 4, and a 5. we have a 5 and a 9 blocking this square, therefore it's got to be a 4. And these must be a 9 and a 5, which I can't solve just yet. But we can enter a 4 here because it's the last empty square in column 3. Now we have a 4 blocking over here, and we have this 4 blocking up. Therefore, one of these must be a 4. That means that one of these two here must be a 4. We have a 1, 3, and an 8 here, and I can't solve those. We have 1s and 3s here. I can't solve those. So there's no reason not to look elsewhere now and see what I can find. And the first thing that I find is that this 9 blocks across and this 9 blocks down. So a 9 must go here. This 8 blocks these 3 squares, so an 8 for block 4 must go here. And the two topmost empty squares in the same column must be a 5 and a 1. That means that these two empty squares must be a 4 and a 6. And I can solve those because the 6 blocks over, giving me a 4 here and a 6 here. This last 6 blocks across, this 6 blocks across, and these two 6s block like so. So a 6 must go here. Let's just make a note of the 9 blocking here and the 9 blocking here and here. One of these is a 9. We have a 9 blocking up, so it's clear now that one of these two squares has got to be a 9. We need a 1, 3, and an 8 for these squares. The 3 blocks here, of course. So 3 goes here or here. We still have to find a 3 for one of these two squares in column 5. I'm looking again at the 4 blocking over here and the 4 blocking up, giving me a 4 here and a 4 here. Well, 4 candidates anyway. We also have a 6 blocking the same squares, so a 6 has to go here or here as well. And here we can do something because this 6 already blocks over here, giving me a 4 and a 6 in this combination here. Across this column 6 now, we need to find a 3, 5, and a 2. 3, 5, and a 2. Why can't I do anything about that? This is a 5 or a 2. We also have 2 down here somewhere. Hang on. We also have 2s here or here. Because this 2 blocks here, this 2 blocks here, and this 2 blocks here. This 2, of course, blocks here. So 2 goes here or here. That's just something to keep in mind. It's not really helpful at the moment. There is something happening in row 3. We need to find a 1, 5, 8, and a 9. There's a 5, 9 here, so this is a 1, 8. There's a 9, 1 here, so this is a 5, 8. Oh, talking about 5s, look at the 5 blocking over. It was so obvious that I missed it. Here's a 5, and here's a 1. Oh, I can't believe it. Sometimes I'm so slow. I have a 5 and a 9 in 2 of these 3 squares. We talked about the 9 before. It has to go here and here, right? Now we got these 2 5s and this 5. So 5 has to go here or here. The last 2 numbers for the row have to be a 1 and an 8. And I can't really solve those yet. The 4 blocks here, the 4 blocks here, the 4 blocks here, and this 4 blocks here. So clearly a 4 must go here. Now this 4 blocks up, this 4 blocks across, so does this. So a 4 goes in the top row like so. Now a 1, 7, 9 for the last 3 empty squares in the top row. 179. Well, 1 and 9 block over, so these have to be a 1 and a 9. The 9 blocks here, so here's the 1 and here's the 9, right? And the 7 blocks up, so here's 7. Here, therefore, an 8. 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks down here. And 8 goes here. Now we have a 1, 3 here and a 1, 3 here, 1, 3 here, 1, 3 here. And we can say that a 1 and a 3 block here, so these are 1 and 3s. Therefore, this must be a 1. And these can't be 1 and 3, obviously. They have to be a 5 and a 9. We talked about that earlier. The 9 blocks down, giving me a 5 here and a 9 here. Over here, 7 and a 1. But let's do the easy one first, shall we? Here's a 2. We know that these are 2 and 7, therefore the 2 now must go here and the 7 here. 7 blocks this square, therefore this is a 7 and this is a 1. Now we can do something with the 1s and 3s all over the place here. The 1 blocks down, here's a 3, here's a 3, here's a 1, here's a 1. Over here now, an 8, 9 and a 5. That is not immediately possible, but this one should be possible. That is a 5, isn't it? Yes. Still a 2, 3, 5 here. We should be able to do something with that very, very shortly. 5, 7, 8 here. 7 blocks here. 7 blocks here. 7 must go here. 5, 8, 5, 8. 8 blocks here. Here's a 5. Here's the 8. 5 blocks up, therefore, and 5 goes here, and a 9 here. This 9 blocks down. These 2 9s block across. Here's another 9. And now what? Let's look at these 2 squares. They must be a 3 and a 2. The 2 blocks over, therefore the 3 goes here, and the 2 here. Now we have a 2 over here, and a 5 and a 3 here. 5 blocks over, here's a 3, here's a 5. And 3 blocks over, 3 therefore goes here, and 8 here. That gives me an 8 here. And it gives me a 4 here. And that's it for an expert puzzle by El País. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.